Let's listen to one of the investigators talk about how brutal the murder of Lois Cobb was and how it affected him.
What was significant to you when you initially saw Lois Cobb's body?
So the significance for me was the shirt was actually pulled up kind of around the neck, exposing her torso. That wasn't done by us. So it was kind of pulled up like that, exposing her bra and her chest area there. Also, the deep cut along the neck was very significant. That's the deepest cut that I've seen in my career in covering many of these. Also, the bullet wound on the chest and the cuts to the bra area were also very significant.
My guest still with me, I have, of course, Brian Gaither, but also joining me now, former prosecutor Titus Nichols. Thank you both for hanging out with me. Let's talk about this testimony here. This is a quadruple murder case in North Dakota, and I've been in Mandan for several days. Nothing like this ever happens here, Titus. First of all, speak to me about what this jury, they've been through several days now of testimony with gruesome, bloody crime scenes, very, very difficult to look at and to take in, so much so that the family in the gallery can't even stay inside the courtroom. Speak about that a little bit.
It's not uncommon to particularly have the family leave the courtroom when you're going to show gruesome photos. Many times when I was a prosecutor, if I knew I was going to have the medical examiner testify into the autopsy of the victim, I would have my victim witness advocate tell the family who was about to take the stand so that they could have the chance to leave the courtroom, because they don't want that to be the last memory they have of their loved one. So I can imagine how difficult it is for a family, but it's also difficult for the jury as well, because they're looking around at the reactions of both the defendant to see if they have any response to this gruesome photos, but then themselves, they're also trying to imagine the fact that this was a living person, but now they're seeing what that last person's last moments on this earth were.
And the men were not treated in such the same manner. This stuck out to the investigators, I'm sure, inside the courtroom as well, because the juries also had to see images, video, photos of these crime scenes of the victim's body here. So Titus, I want to go back to you as far as what that may indicate.
The fact that the female victim was placed in a different position than the male victims would indicate that this was not just a sudden crime of violence or sudden crime of passion. It shows that the person who did it actually stopped to think about their next steps. They thought about how they were going to position the female victim's body versus the male victims. And so that will count against or cut against the defense attempt to make an argument of that maybe there was an argument, or maybe it was self-defense, or maybe it was something that would go against the prosecution's case theory that this was pre-planned and it was premeditated.